Good morning, beloved. I hope you had a good weekend. We are back down at the river, back at the log jam. So let's get the machines fired up. We'll get our rigging all laid out and see if we can't get this wrapped up today. It's cold today. We're supposed to have a warm front coming in, so it should get nice and sunny, more summer-like here pretty soon. An absolutely essential upgrade for your Milwaukee greaser is the lock and lube. It's got a little gripper on there and it makes it hands-free. All right, that's a good capture. Here's a pro tip. When you're running excavators, stop your house when you're done digging in a place where you can step off either onto the track or onto the blade. It makes that, it makes that huge step a whole lot less. It's a lot safer getting in and out of the machine. I like to stop on the tracks because they're rubber and you're less likely to slip off and hurt yourself. I got a lot of questions last week. What happened to the war camp tent? We took it down for the winter. I left it up for 2 winters in a row and they're just not set up for heavy snow. We had the snow collapsed and bent a bunch of the poles. So Mr. Dry this morning is getting the war camp put back up. So we're just gonna get into the habit of pulling it down through the winter, tarping the platform, and then putting it back up so we can enjoy it in the summer, springtime. All right, let's grab our rigging. Today we've got a very perilous log walk. Some of you told me maybe I should be using shoes that are a little bit more athletic or more nimble, so we're going to be doing that today. Those boots are not ideal for log walking. I wish I had a pair of corked boots like the loggers wear. They have the metal spikes in the bottom. That would be perfect. You could just shimmy right out there and have really good traction, but we'll go with the Ultras today. Of course, my shoe of choice is the Dansko Tactical Clog. Best shoe ever made. Maybe the ugliest, but even with my cat-like reflexes, I'm not about to shimmy out there on those things. These Ultra hiking shoes are some of the best boots I've ever bought. They are unbelievably light, and they're a zero-drop barefoot shoe, meaning they have a really wide open toe box and they're waterproof. I do morning rucks. I do 3 to 5 miles every morning, and these are the shoes that I wear, and I really, really like them. They are a very well built shoe and super, super light. You know what they say, a pound on your foot is equivalent to 7 pounds on your back. So wearing big heavy boots all day long really does fatigue a guy. That sun's starting to come out. I think I'm going to lose a layer. Oh, my microphone. Nothing but the best production, gentlemen. I'll show you how to coil a rope. So you wrap it around your neck, and I'll usually put the end right there at about my knees, and you just loop it around, and this is the best way to put away a rope so that it stays nice and uniform. A couple of guys are asking, what size of rope should I have? I mentioned last week that an essential piece of kit that every pro host should have is a good static line rope. A static line rope means that it will not stretch, that it's absolutely rigid, whereas a dynamic rope has got a lot of stretch in it. So the only time you would really want a dynamic rope is going to be for rock climbing or something you may fall on. You don't want it to come tight and jar your teeth. You want it to give and stretch, but you don't want that for a bull line, something that you're going to be pulling stuff with or retrieving things. You want a static rope, which is going to be non-stretch, and that's what we have here. Just like last week, we'll put that arm out there, give it something to hang on to at least for a quarter of the way. Maybe a third, maybe a quarter. Goodness, the Safety Sallies came out of the woodwork last week, taking me to task for hanging a safety line around my neck. I did not hang the safety line around my neck. I'm not a fool, but I need my hands free for balance, so draping something on your neck is not going to be a problem. Goodness, I was a semi-professional rock climber for 2 years. I took off, traveled all over the country and climbed. I know ropes. I've had swiftwater training with multiple fire departments. I get it. This is not dangerous. I'm not going to wrap this around my head and drown in 3 feet of water. All right, let's see if we can go get this big boy here. This log is not as big as I would like it to be. This one feels a little rotten. Don't you all wish you had cat-like reflexes? It's a spiritual gift. As mentioned in the comments, a rope is not the ideal thing for this. A wire rope, chain would be better. Trust me, if I had a wire rope or a chain 50 feet long, I would use it, but this is what I have. So sometimes you just got to get the job done. I'm going to place this over this knot right here, and that way it won't slip on us. Okay. Once more into the breach, dear friends. Ooh, getting cocky. Okay, I think we're ready. Full power. Once that current hits that log, the force is tremendous. You want to move quick, turn its head. Let that go out a little bit, then we can pull it past those aspen stumps. Oh, we're about losing it. Oh man. We didn't move fast enough. Gotcha. This one's really heavy here. It's all waterlogged. We'll get it up on the bank, unhook our rigging, and then we can snatch it up. That seems pretty solid. That's going to be a pretty good chunk of firewood right there. I mentioned last week that one of the handiest pieces of equipment you can have are these mini hoes. But these cats are pretty darn expensive. I don't know what it would cost to replace this thing, but it'd be the better part of $100,000. I had a guy reach out to me from a company who's importing some machines from overseas, and they're small excavators, and he asked me if I'd be willing to test one. And I looked at it, and because it had a Kubota engine in it, I said, yeah, I might be interested in that. So we're going to do a call, but these things are going to be less than half the cost, and they look like really nice machines. So if this comes to fruition, I'll get one of those out here, and it's got a lot of nice attachments. It really looks like a nice machine, and we'll put it through its paces, and we can kind of do a side-by-side comparison. That might be a good option, because 100 grand is pretty hard to come up with, but 42, I think, was the biggest machine. You know, that's getting into the realm of possibility. That's tight. I'm gonna grab a tool. I guess that's it for the rope. I think everything else we could just grab it. Oh, that log's sitting on it. Can I get it? We got it. Well, that's good. We got those out of there without disturbing the bank, which is my #1 priority. We do not want to do anything that would cause erosion. We want to be good stewards. This one here is short enough. I think we can probably weave it through the trees without having to bucket. That's half the size of that one last week. Mindful of our cedars there. Here's another pro tip. When you're carrying big heavy logs with an excavator with a thumb in it, you don't want to grab it too deep like this. If you look at the thumb, you see those serrated teeth on there? You want that to be on the log. Also, if you pinch it this way, right here, now you're relying upon the hydraulics to hold it. And if those fail, you'll drop it. So what you want to do is you want to kind of find the balance point, get underneath of it, and then grab it, and then bring it up close. Curl it in, and kind of cradle it. Now, the weight of the log is resting on the teeth in the bucket, and the thumb is just basically kind of more stabilizing it. Not to mention having a heavy load up close to you is a whole, yeah, you see that? You see how now the thumb is not lifting at all, it's just basically sitting in the cradle of the bucket. Bring it in close and off you go. I think we're going to cut these up for firewood, so we'll space them out, give ourselves a little bit of room to work with the saw. All right, let's go grab another one. All right, let's see about this one here. This bottom log here is just kind of floating underneath the big one. It's about 30 feet long. It's got a pretty good root ball on the end of it. So let me just carefully poke around here and see, is it free? We might be able to just snatch it up. I don't know how much weight's on it. Looks like it's just floating. Yeah, as I suspected, that was just floating underneath there. Let's see if we can get that root ball underneath the top log. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, nothing I can do. Let's see where it lands. That one got away from me. Well, see you later, alligator. We'll see if it hangs up downstream. I might be able to fetch it out down below. That might just light right there. She's hard aground, gentlemen, until the next high water, and that'll push it on down through. So what did we learn today? Well, the lesson learned is next time, get a half hitch around it, get a rope on it so it doesn't get, I thought that I could reach down and grab it. I thought wrong. But that's the almighty sense of humor. Just when you start boasting about how much you know about ropes and swiftwater rescue, you get humbled. And we're here to keep it real, so what are you gonna do? All right, so we have one last thing to talk about, and I'm kind of undecided on what to do. Well, let's look at it together. And the question at hand is what to do with this big boy. I was thinking I could easily just grab it and just pick it up and pull it across, or we could leave it, which it's kind of nice to have a place where you can get across the river. I know I like to fish down here in the summertime, and before I could go out there and sit on it and dangle your feet down and have really good access to that ripple, that little tail out over there. So let me know what you think in the comments. Should we leave the bridge there? It is most likely going to catch other logs that come down next winter, but that's not a big deal. As we fixed it, you know, as we pulled them out this time, we can pull them out again. So let me know what you think. I'm gonna sleep on that. I'm not sure whether to leave it or to pull it off. Give me the pros and cons. Today's video is sponsored by official Wranglerstar Proho merch. We just dropped, well, you asked for it, and we're giving it to you, the brand new Fizz t-shirt. Now, we searched high and low to find the highest quality, softest, best fitting USA made shirts with really nice deep USA screen printing for Wranglerstar merch. Nothing but the best. The Fizz shirt has just dropped. Go over, if I have this right, wranglerstarmerch.com. I will put a link below. It's going to be on green with a red-orange logo on it. Man, the Warband did a good job designing this. I'm very happy with it. I, of course, did the customary West Coast crop and cut the sleeves off. Yours will come hemmed and very nice. These are really nice shirts. Now for sizing, I typically wear an XL. This is a large. I'm 6'4", 195 pounds, 44 jacket, so use that for what it's worth. But just dropped, brand new, for a limited time. Get your Fizz merch now. When I was moving that great big one out last week, I hit this here and barked that off there, so we can do a band-aid on that. These are aspen trees, and you never really cut down an aspen tree because they are a giant organism. Their root systems can run the entire length of a stream bed, and these are just like little sprouts that just come up randomly. If you ever want to grow more aspens, well, a trick you can do is you can fall one, don't cut it all the way through, but cut it with a saw just enough so it lays down on the ground, and more shoots will come straight up out of that, and you'll have more aspen than you know what to do with. But cutting down an aspen is not really like felling a tree or taking a tree out of the ecosystem. It's more like pruning a very giant bush. We're going to perform a little skin graft here. We've got a donor aspen. And we'll sanitize our knife with some isopropyl alcohol.